G'day guys, it's Robbie Vine. My last game was probably senior game was 1999.
Right, my name's David Measham, Wisher, you might know me as. Started in 1995, played my first senior game and finished a couple of years ago.
I'm Craig Shaw. The last game I played for Karingal was about the 2000s.
Lyndon Cleary, come over to Karingal in the early 90s, I think it was about 91.
Hi everyone, my name's Tim Smith. I played at Karingal Football Club proudly from about 1983-84 through to 1996.
G'day, yep, Chris Hay, retired about 6 months ago now. Last game was against the Mornington Footy Club. Kicked 6 goals, so I thought that'll do.
G'day, Justin Peckett here, former Karingal player. Been retired for about 5 or 6 years.
G'day, Aaron Wright here. Boys call me Pencil.
G'day, Ben Gothard. Last played about 8 years ago.
Yeah, g'day, Lammy here. Karingal Football Club life member.
Yeah, g'day, Scotty Frey here from the Karingal Footy Club. Past player, retired about 98, somewhere around there.
Yeah, this is Botto here. I'm a bit of an old so like I've been around for a bit and...
Favourite coach, they're all pretty good. I suppose, started with Brett McElrea, Wayne Spence and Digger, and to be honest with you, they're all pretty good.
Best coach I probably played under would have been either Digger or Spanner.
Spanner, Digger, the Pup.
Brett McElrea, going back to 93, I think my first senior game was.
Look, to be quite being serious for a second, I think we were pretty lucky at Karingal. We had a lot of good coaches, but particularly favourites from me were obviously Deets and Spency, but also I thought Digger was sensational as well.
Who was the best player to play at your club?
The best player I've ever played with and seen since is Michael Burke. Most consistent and just freakish, can kick both sides of the body. Just turn players inside out.
I don't think he's finished playing yet, but from what I've seen, I'd by far say Berkey, the man running around in 33, would be the best player we've had.
So Berkey in the later years, I mean I didn't play with Berkey, but seeing a lot of Berkey play.
Best player to pull the jumper on for Karingal, still playing, it's Michael Burke, absolute champion, legend of the game.
Berkey, Digger and Dev would be my top 3. I couldn't split them.
It's got to be Berkey.
Well, Berkey's definitely one of my favourites and a good mate.
I would say Michael Burke, 300 games, longevity in the game and just brilliant player, skills and courageous and just, yeah, I can't go past Berkey.
Digger and Berkey are just absolutely sensational.
Who was the toughest player to play at your club?
The toughest player would be Tommy Webster. Was pretty good. He used to hit blokes pretty hard. Back in the old days, Bonnie was pretty good as well, I reckon.
JG, who's sadly not with us anymore, he was, for his weight and his all the challenges he's had in his life, he was just an absolute bull at a gate. He was fearless.
Toughest, probably Brendan Dunn. Yeah, as a coach, he's definitely the toughest player.
Toughest, there's a couple, probably Darren Wiedering and Steve Shaw. They were pretty tough.
Yeah, I'd say Doc was quite a good player, one of the tougher ones, yeah.
Scott Weir-Smith, aka Porky. I'll never ever forget the day that he dragged Seb Hogan from one half forward flank to the other by his hair. It was one of the more memorable things I've ever witnessed in my life. Probably the scariest as well.
Stephen Shaw was the toughest player I played with.
Toughest I played with, Porky.
Was Wheaties, I was playing seniors then and he came in as this young bloke and it was actually good that you felt better playing as an older bloke. You felt better playing with a young guy in the back pocket who was, tougher than anyone else on the side. It was great. Barry Parsons was good too, and Coatsy.
Who was the funniest player around the club?
The funniest bastard probably would have had to have been Mark Beneke, because we never expected what Knackers was going to do, and half the time it was stupid and made no sense whatsoever, and we all know what a dickhead he is, so he would have been the funniest.
Daniel Charles was one of my favourites.
Mate, there was plenty. Like Scotty Frey was very entertaining. Knackers is entertaining.
Yeah, all right, that's easy, Bobcat. That'll be a common theme, I'd imagine, through this as well. Yeah, definitely. Bobcat has to be the funniest bloke there. Provided plenty of laughs out of the club.
Bobcat was pretty good. He was pretty funny.
Pencil for being stupid.
Probably pencil, just he never manned up. Sort of had to play on his man as well as my man. So
Funniest bastard, he's now retired. Have to be Aaron Pencil Wright.
Well, most entertaining has been Viney. Viney's a good mate of mine. He's just a funny bloke, and I like the bloke to death. So it's just good.
Who wins best on ground for the footy trip away?
Best on ground footy trip away. You can't go past the Callan boys.
Reggie Kinnaird came on a footy trip and we went to Rutherglen, and I remember it was a picnic area. There's all these families there. It was about midday and he was blind drunk trying to join all the families on this having nice picnics, but he was pretty crazy. So there was a lot of crazy guys, betters and Reg.
Scott Frey, my very first trip away as a senior player. We went to Sydney and I had to room with Scott Frey. And that was an experience in itself. I think at one stage he threatened to throw me off the balcony. And on the Sunday, I think it was not back then, it was like a 5-day trip. And I think on the Sunday or Monday, the very last day, he was just couldn't speak. He was putrid.
I mean, the Ox was always good value when he turned up.
Can I name myself? That's me. That's without a doubt. I am by far the best on footy trip aways, and that is undisputed. So
It'd have to be Bobcat. Berkey was always good too, though. So he's a bit of a loose cat when he gets up and about. So,
what is your greatest memory of your time at the club?
Fondest memory, obviously, would be the 2 premierships, 96 and 99. I was lucky enough to play in both of them with a great bunch of blokes, and so they were the fondest memories.
Easily the 1999 premiership, winning 3 flags in one day, and being part of a senior premiership. Missed out through injury in 96. Broke my jaw mid-season, played in the 2s grand final, which we lost. So 99 by far my fondest memory of the club.
99 grand final, all 3 teams. The year we beat Pearcedale, they were undefeated for the year and we were a very young side, and we ran over them in the 2nd semi-final, which got us straight into the grand final. That was a fantastic day, so that would probably be my fondest senior memory.
Fondest memory, look, playing in the grand final. Didn't win, but always playing in the grand final is a unique thing to be able to do as a footballer, so that would be my fondest memory at the Bulls.
Who would you love to see back up at the club for a beer?
Past player, love to see Dan have a beer. Jesus. Probably Darren Wiedering. Hasn't been down for a while.
An old teammate would be Spider.
Oh yeah, Peter Bolam. Stitch Bolam. Every time he went for a mark, someone would punch him in the head and he'd end up with stitches, so it was great.
I tried to get Hoggy up here today, so it would have been good to get Hoggy up here for a beer, but he hasn't fronted, so which is a bit of a shame. But I'd also love to catch up with Bolo too, because I haven't seen Bolo for a long time.
Well, he does come down occasionally, but I always love to catch up with Brian Keogh because we just love it when we get on the beers together, so he's a ripper.